But we've got a lot of very pressing issues facing the country right now, not the least of which is 8.2% unemployment. You've got the Bush tax cuts running out at the end of the year for everyone. Democrats and Republicans can't agree on what to do about that. You've got these really tough budget cuts going into effect at the beginning of the year as well. A lot of really difficult things that Republicans and Democrats are going to need to work together on in order to come up with a reasonable solution. Those seem to be much more pressing and much more realistic to try to find common ground on than this issue right now.
This issue is a seminal issue of our time. It is a destiny issue. If Obamacare, here's the one of the...
But I guess what I'm asking is there any progress being made on those fronts, or is the focus purely on this healthcare clash?
There's a lot of work going on all of the components of the tax extenders package, but that cannot be decided until after the election. And I hope we don't, well, because the election will determine who will be seated in this Congress in the 113th Congress. A year and a half ago, when we had the wave election in the fall of November 2010, we had Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden negotiate this tax package, which I thought was a terrible deal. And I opposed it because it was a terrible deal on many fronts. We should not be making large decisions and doing so in lame duck sessions. Those are for urgent emergencies. The legitimately elected Congress should do that.
But you just said these issues need to do it. This needs to be decided after the election.
After the election and by the new Congress.
But it has to be decided by January. That's when all these things run out.
And I'm at the so what phase there, with the exception of the death tax. It is diabolical to ask families to make a decision on whether to plug in a loved one or unplug a loved one because of the clock ticking on December 31st. That's diabolical.
But you would be okay with the Bush tax cuts going away? I
would be okay with the next Congress making the decision on the Bush tax brackets and all of the other components that expire in that period of time. I would stare down the Democrats on that case.